Now, from the Columbia Basin, your local news source, this is iFIBER 1 News, presented in high definition. The #1 source for real-time local news, local sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. With your iFIBER 1 News team, reporting news in real time as it's happening. From the iFIBER Communications HD broadcast studio in Ephrata, Washington, this is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
Welcome to iFIBER 1 News. I'm Sarah Brewer with your news from around the Columbia Basin for Friday, April 26th. Tonight we'll review some of the top stories for this week, along with a few of your favorites. And we have the latest weather forecast for the Columbia Basin for the iFIBER 1 Weather Center. One of our top stories this week was about a very popular meal in Grant County, Space Burgers. The Lioness Club of Moses Lake opened their booth at the Grant County Fairgrounds last weekend for a good cause.
The lines were long and they were deep at the Moses Lake Lioness Club's Space Burger booth this past weekend, held during the gun show at the Grant County Fairgrounds.
Well, I got here at about 11:45 and we've been steady ever since. Had to open new windows, so we're doing really well.
Lioness Club VP Terry Sells said all the funds raised during the 3 days will be donated to the American Cancer Society's Relay for Life and the Columbia Basin Cancer Foundation. While numbers weren't available prior to press time on Monday, the booth looked to be a big success.
Everything we make at the two fairs for the year is we give to different organizations.
The booth was run entirely by volunteers who prepped, pressed, and presented the popular pocket sandwiches for scores of customers. Sells said the booth is a lot of fun for members.
Being a lioness is a blast. We have a great time. We do a lot of functions as a group, and we're always looking for new members. So come on down and volunteer and find out how much fun you can have and become a lioness.
If you miss them this time around, don't worry. Space Burgers will be back during the Grant County Fair, which is coming up August 13. For iFIBER 1 News, this is Ryan Lancaster reporting with Spencer Graham.
They sold more than 3,500 Space Burgers to generate about $10,000 for cancer research. A small group of artists enjoyed their time learning about the work of Claude Monet and getting a chance to learn how to paint like him.
Ladies were invited to express their creative side Saturday morning during a class held at the Moses Lake Museum and Art Center. The event was called Ladies' Day Out with Claude Monet, where the style and history of the famous artist was taught to all those attending.
This is my third time taking Kathleen's class, and I did her Georgia O'Keeffe and Van Gogh and now Monet. I'm a Zumba instructor, and I had taught Zumbatomic to the kids at her school, and I walked past her classroom and she had this entire wall of kids' art of Georgia O'Keeffe poppies, and I thought, well, if she can teach 8-year-olds how to do these beautiful poppies that look just like something out of a museum, then she can teach me something. And so every time I've taken a class, I've come home with something that looks amazing, and I'm shocked that I was able to do it.
The instructor, Kathleen McFarland, had class members paint their own recreation of one of Monet's classic water lily paintings in order to better understand his artistic methods.
Okay, now, don't overdo this either. This is going to be kind of, get some paint on there, pop it on there. Let the texture of the brush do a lot of the work too.
The class was held Saturday morning for women aged 14 and up with no required artistic experience or ability.
This is my second class that I've taken from Kathleen McFarland here at the Mac Center. It's really a fun thing to do. Last time I brought my daughter and my daughter-in-law. This time I brought two of my colleagues that work at Lakeview Terrace. That's where I met Kathleen. She taught 3rd grade at that school. And I did the Georgia O'Keeffe poppy in the summertime, and it was so much fun. And I framed it, and it looks like it's a real piece of art. So I'm going to do the same thing to this Monet piece, and I'm hoping that I'll like it just as much, because it was a lot of fun.
This isn't the first time the MAC has held an arts-centric gathering. The museum offers a number of upcoming family-friendly events, including a cherry blossom art seminar on May 4th, where attendees can create their own cherry blossom art using recycled soda bottles and paint.
Well, I like to take the Monet class because it's Impressionism, and that means there is no mistakes at all. I can do what I want to do, and it'll be okay. And it's just the colors and the light and movement. It's just so inspiring. And I need a stress reliever. I teach 4th grade. So that is really why I'm here.
There will also be a workshop for kids aged 3 to 10 on May 25th where they can build their own summer strawberry planters. Free family activities are offered at the Arts Center on the first Saturday of every month and are open to all ages. For more information on these upcoming events, visit cityofml.com. For iFIBER 1 News, this is Spencer Graham reporting.
Sounds like they all had a great time. Each of the people you see here has warrants for their arrest and is wanted by various law enforcement agencies. If you see any of these people, the DOC asks that you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but to call the police. You can also call the Department of Corrections at 509-764-6180 during the day or 509-762-1160 after 5 p.m. And we'll be back after these messages with the latest from our iFIBER 1 Weather Center and more news.